Hey there, everybody. Good morning. It is Melanie Mitro over here at Committed to Getting Fit, and it is Saturday morning, but it's just not any Saturday morning. It is Small Business Saturday. It's Saturday, November 26th, and all around the United States, right? People are talking about Small Business Saturday and supporting local businesses. And so I'm coming to you today as a small business. And I just wanted to share with you a little bit about my business, how I got to where I am today, the inspiration and motivation and drive that helped me to accomplish the things that I wanted to accomplish in life. And then also, I've got a little bit of a special offer for you if maybe you're watching this as something that you would like to do in your life, all right? So I want to start out by just welcoming you here. If you could just comment below and let me know how you found me. If you are a health and fitness coach, if you work for another network marketing company, if you own a small business yourself, what do you follow me for? I would love to know who my viewers are on this call today, right? And then also I work from home. It's a Saturday morning. My husband is out helping my mother-in-law with some boxes for Christmas. So my two boys are just playing some Xbox, and I'm pretty sure at some point they're going to barge in here. So if that happens, I apologize, right? Because this is life. This is what happens when you work your business from home, right? So anyways, number one, I'm a mom. I have two boys. I have, my youngest is 5. He's going to be 6 in January. My oldest is 7. He's going to be 8 in March. And I do not know where the last 7, 8 years of my life have gone. It's sort of like a blink of an eye. And when they say that as a parent, when you blink and they're grown up, I agree. It's 100% true. And I think every year goes faster, right? But so anyways, before I was a mom, I married my man, the man of my dreams, the love of my life. I bought him for $7 at a bachelor auction that my sorority, Alpha Sigma Alpha, in the University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown was hosting. I was the fundraising chair that year. We host a bachelor auction every Valentine's Day weekend to raise money for our philanthropy. And so Matt was one of the bachelors that was on stage, and I bought him because I thought he was cute and I didn't know who he was and I had never seen him before. And so, that our first date actually ended up being on Valentine's Day. Hang on one second. I'm on a live video. What do you need, Ben? Yes, you can. Yes. Put your socks and shoes on, okay? Okay, close my door, please. And that's life, right? All right, so anyways, so Matt and I got married. Whenever we got married, I had just graduated with my master's degree in special education. I was the director of an early intervention program here where I live, and I ran the county program. We did occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, and I basically oversaw the budget and all of the program, just sort of training and development and staffing for that company. And Matt and I really had made the decision whenever we got married, and even before we were married, I made it very clear that my goal in life was to be a stay-at-home mom. I did not want to work. I was getting my education so that if anything ever happened to Matt, that I could provide for our family, I could continue to support myself, right? So that's why I spent all of that time going to school and getting a career and getting an education. And no matter what job I had, whether it was therapeutic staff support or behavior specialist consultant or administrative staff, worked in the office and ran the office, or whether I was a director of early intervention, I have always strived to be the best at whatever job that I'm given. And I never do things half-ass. And that's sort of been something that sort of defines me. And now looking back on my career as a Beachbody coach, I really see how that plays into things. I'm just a naturally motivated and driven person. And so, so when I was focused on Matt and I having this family, I knew that my goal was to be a stay-at-home mom, and I was going to do whatever it took to make that happen. And my husband, being the loving husband that he was, whatever I wanted, he wanted to help us achieve that. And so we worked hard. We cut corners. We decided that we were going to go down to a single family income. We were going to stay in the townhouse that we lived in. We were going to raise our family there until we outgrew that place. And even then, we really did say, like, no vacations, no eating out, no extra fluff in our budget. And so when we had Bryce, who is our youngest, I left my full-time job. We had saved up a little nest egg of money that we were going to use as our savings. And we began our family with just one income. And, this was my fairy tale. This was my dream. This was everything that I wanted. And Matt had made sure that I got what I wanted. And so here we were starting this journey. And I very quickly realized that I did not like it. And I think that, and now looking back, I was sort of confused because when you push for something and you want it and you finally get it and then it doesn't make you happy, you kind of go through these stages of guilt. You go through sort of second guessing that decision, but you don't want to feel bad because you have 2 healthy babies. So you want to be thankful for what God has provided to you. And that was sort of the internal conflict that I had. Also, I was very unhappy with my weight. I was just exhausted. I did not have any patience at all. I had a very active 2-year-old, which was Landon at the time, who was into everything. I had a child that ran one way, a dog that ran the other way, and an infant, Bryce, who was just as happy as a clam, right? And so it was just chaotic. And there was no sort of outlet for me to do things that I wanted to do. And for me, that's, shopping and going on trips and just, being able to get out of the house because we didn't have a lot of money. So I stayed at home a lot. I just found people to hang out with and play dates to do, right? So in comes Beachbody into my life. And Beachbody actually came into my life because I was looking for a solution to my problem, my weight and my confidence and how I felt. And I was tired all the time and I just lacked energy. And I had this extra spare tire that I couldn't get rid of. And I hated getting dressed. How many women out there can identify with that? Standing in your closet and trying on every single sweater and pair of jeans until you found something that held the muffin top, that sort of hid the fact that you had that extra layer. And I wore Spanx 24/7 because I just had this horrible post-baby belly. I had diastasis rectus. I had a hernia from being so overweight with the boys and gaining so much weight and having a very short torso. I was just a hot mess, legit hot mess at that point in time. So in comes my Beachbody coach. She invites me to join a challenge group. I accept. I get insanity from a neighbor down the street. I join this online accountability group. I knew nothing about Beachbody and I fall in love. Now I've got this closed support group on Facebook, which, mind you, I had no idea what a closed Facebook group was. I had no idea that you could even do things like that. I use social media just to navigate, my way. And so I absolutely loved it, right? I found it encouraging. I found it motivating to see other women in there posting their sweaty selfies, talking about their struggles and how they're overcoming it, sharing recipes. And my coach was keeping me accountable. If I was having a bad day, I would message her. She would help me. She taught me how to eat clean. She directed me on the path to making better choices, to reaching my goals. We would text each other. We would meet up. We would get together. It was just awesome to have that kind of support, right? And so I absolutely love it. I loved it. I fell in love with the system. And so my coach started sending me videos. Hey, Melanie, have you ever thought about becoming a coach? You would be great at this. You're already, active in the group. You're already checking in. You're already doing exactly what I do as a coach. And I kept saying no. Even though I watched the video, and maybe some of you are watching this right now thinking, oh, this is me, right? Maybe this in the back of your mind, you've been thinking about this. And so I kept watching like, okay, what is Beachbody? What is this company? I didn't know what network marketing was. I had no idea what it was all about, but I just watched these videos of the business and I thought to myself, I can do this. I can do this. And so Matt, my husband, kept saying, no, if you want a full-time job, you will put the kids in daycare, you can go back to work. And I kept saying, no, I don't want that. I think I could do this. This is something I really enjoy. It's affecting me. It's making me a healthier person. And so we kind of went round and round about it. And the bottom line was Matt was not paying for me to sign up to be a coach. And at that time, it was a $40 coach sign-up fee. It was a bag of Shakeology. And he was not budging on that commitment. And so what I did was I took the money that I got from my birthday that July and I bought the sign-up fee and the bag of Shakeology. And I signed up to be a coach. And I started on my journey to helping one person feel the same way that I did. That's it. I wanted to run a group. I just wanted to teach people how to eat clean. I wanted to teach people how to be healthier, and I had no business goals set, right? And I literally shared my transformation from insanity. I had only lost 11 pounds. I wasn't even at my goal weight yet, but I just kind of marched forward, and I'm like, you know what? This helped me. It's going to help somebody else, and everybody else should want to join me. Everybody else should want to do this. And so here I go. I start on my journey to really building my business. And I didn't even get it at first. I only made $30 my first month as a coach because I had no idea what I was doing. But as I started to listen to Beachbody's national wake-up calls, which are training calls every Monday, and I started to get on the team that I was a part of and listen to their team calls, and I started seeing other coaches being recognized for achieving certain milestones in their business and being able to pay off certain debts and create some security for their family, all while doing something they love, the wheels began to turn. And so then it wasn't until that point that I started to connect the dots and my passion came alive. And I started to realize that, you know what? I could really be good at this. This is something I want to do. And I picked up the book, The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. That was the first professional development book I ever read. And he talked about this principle of the slight edge, of the small, seemingly insignificant things that you do every single day that are either going to bring you closer to reaching your goal or further away. So I started to implement those principles in my life. I started to say, all right, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I can't get a babysitter or a nanny. I can't do that. I'm not bringing in enough money. So how do I make this job work for me? And so I started getting up. I started setting my alarm for 5 a.m., right? Samantha, it is called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. Slight Edge. Started waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning, and that was rough. That was brutal. It was awful. I used to make fun of people that got up at 5 a.m. to work out. But I thought to myself, I want this business to succeed. I need to still make my fitness my business because that's how people are going to trust me. So I started getting up. 5 a.m., I would do my workout. I lost 30 plus pounds in total, right? And so I started working out. And then as soon as I was done working out, I would sit down at my kitchen table and I would open my laptop and I would post my workout and I would post something motivational, and I started writing a blog. And in my blog, I just wanted to teach people how to eat clean. I wanted to teach people how to make healthier choices. I wanted to teach people how I was getting to my goal weight. And I began this process of using my personal Facebook page to teach other people how to live a healthy lifestyle. So I started running these support and accountability groups every single month. And whatever people told me that they were struggling with, I tried to make my groups surrounding the needs of the people that were following me. And all the while in the back of my mind, as slow as this was going, right? I was getting no likes, no friend requests, nobody was joining my groups. And all I could think was, Melanie, it's the slight edge. People are eventually going to trust you. They're going to come to you for advice. And even if people think you're off your rocker, you love what you do. So stay focused on that. So started building this business at my kitchen table while Landon would take a nap in the afternoon and Bryce would take a nap. I would sit down for 2 hours. I would blog. I would, interact with people on social media. I learned how to make a professional banner to put on my Facebook page. I built my own business by Googling and watching YouTube videos and teaching myself how to be a Beachbody coach by emulating and watching other people and what they had done. And so over time, because I had read The Compound Effect, in the back of my mind, I knew that most people quit. I know that most people will quit their small business before they see success. And it's not because they don't believe in it. It's because they don't understand the bigger picture. They're not willing to wait it out. And for me, I didn't care. I didn't care how long it took. I was going to make this a success. I was not going to be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It was do or die, come hell or high water. I will make my Beachbody business succeed. And so I had that kind of mentality, and I matched that with passion. And hands down, I am so passionate about teaching people how to achieve healthy and fulfilling lives. Hands down, I am now beyond passionate about teaching people how to build a business. I know that if you have the desire and the will and the drive, you will make it work. And I made it work. No network marketing experience. I had to Google what a pyramid scheme was because people kept telling me that's what I was involved in. And I wasn't, and I'm not, clearly. But I taught myself everything that I needed to know. I took a chaotic family situation, a single family income, 2 little boys that were busy and needed a lot of my time. I made sacrifices. I stopped watching television, right? I stopped scrolling the news feed on Facebook or scrolling on Instagram or spending hours on Pinterest. I stopped doing things that were time wasting, and I replaced that with this intense desire to have success in my business. And so I learned over the course of time what were the things that I began to identify that were going to move my business forward. And that just practice. You have to find out what it is for you that moves your business forward. You have to find out what it is that your viewers and followers, what do they want from you? What do they find inspiring? What do they follow you for? And even as a new coach, I would always say to myself, I'm not here to sell you a product. I'm here to share my lifestyle, to inspire you. I learned very early on that if I posted stock photos or images of Beachbody products or links to buy stuff, and even specifically Shakeology, people were not going to do that. They were not going to, if I was salesy, they were not going to follow. But if I shared my lifestyle, if I shared what I was eating, my weekly meal plan, if I taught people how to do what I was doing, and then they could take what I was putting out there and implement that, then people would trust me. People would follow me. People were more likely to commit. And so I learned, not because somebody gave me some secret sauce or not because I paid a lot of money to build this business, but because I was willing to be teachable. I was willing to learn. I was willing to create discipline and structure where there was none. And I was willing to grow and constantly learn in this process. And I knew what my struggles were, and I addressed them head on, and I got focused. Like, I realized I was scrolling. I realized I was wasting time sometimes on activities that weren't worth my time. And so I immediately was able to change that. I was able to check my excuses at the door, and I was able to get focused on the right business building activities. And so it took me 9 months to build myself to Diamond, which is sort of our first level of leadership in Team Beachbody. And then from Diamond, I went from Diamond to a 2-star elite coach, my first full 12 months in the business, again, with no help. My husband did not support me. I built this business, again, at my kitchen table while my kids took a nap. Then my second year in the business, I went from a 2-star elite coach to a 2-star to a 15-star, which is one of the highest ranks you could achieve in Team Beachbody, to the number 2 distributor in the entire network of Team Beachbody. I learned how to be a leader by reading personal development books, right? So watching YouTube videos and reading about different personality styles. The Personality Plus is hands down one of my favorite books. I went through this transition of managing my personal business and managing my team. And as my business grew, then that's where I decided, all right, Melanie, it's time for you to hire somebody to help you. I got a babysitter a couple of days a week, but I was still able to have that balance of being home with my kids, but also being able to dictate my own hours. And so then the next year I started to create this momentum. I started to create this following. And the following came because I was putting content out there that other people saw valuable. So if you're watching this right now, I ask you this question. Are you putting content out there that is creating value? Or is the only thing you're putting out there on your social media is pictures of your workouts, pictures of, your Shakeology or your food? Are you teaching people something? Like, if I scroll through your social media sites, are you teaching me anything? Are you giving me some recipes or some tricks to how you curb maybe your sugar cravings, or get in your water per day, or when you're traveling, what are you eating, or how do you meal plan, or how the heck do you get yourself out of bed in the morning to get your workout in? Do you modify? Do you have injuries? Do you talk to people about injuries? Do you talk about your holiday prep? All last week I talked about Thanksgiving preparation. Or are you just another person that's just out there clogging up this social media, just newsfeed with just average everyday stuff? Can you raise the bar in your business? Can you set yourself apart from the rest? Can you find your niche and your audience that you speak to? People that are just like you. And I did that, and I have mastered that. And because I give away all of my secrets, I don't hide stuff, because I know that very few people out there are going to actually take what I do and implement it, you know? And so I'm not afraid to give away my secrets. I mean, if you can implement it, that's awesome. That's better for everybody else, right? So here's the thing. I feel like the keys to my success are definitely that I'm passionate about what I do. I love health and fitness. It's become a part of my lifestyle. It's a part of my family. I mean, Bryce asks me all the time, Mommy, can I work out with you? Can you prepare me a healthy snack? And he's standing right here right now. Do you want to say hi to everybody? I'm on Facebook. What are you looking for?
There's no more papers.
There's no more papers?
There's still only one left.
Do you want me to get you papers?
There's still only paper left.
Okay, I'll get you some. I'll be done here in just a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
Okay. See, I told you guys, right? And so, you know, I forget what I was saying, but so passion, right? Being able to be a constant learner, being able to improve my skills, looking at my job, I treat this as my business. It's not a hobby. If you treat this like a hobby, it will pay you like a hobby. I treat it like it's my business. I set goals for myself. I create a vision board. I push myself. I'm willing to make the sacrifices now, because this is what's creating the future for my family. We've been able to pay off our mortgage, all of our student loans that we were gonna pay until Landon went to college. We were able to move into our dream home. We were able to pay for our own kids' college education. And we are able to create freedom for our family, comfort. The thing that Matt and I used to argue about the most was money, and now we don't argue about that at all. And guys, you guys can do this. Whether it is a Beachbody business or another company, you can create that kind of life for yourself. I did not have experience. I believe that if you have a drive to constantly focus on the right activities, you can build your business, and nobody has to tell you what to do. You can figure that out on your own. So here's what I'm doing. So Danny, how many hours did I work to reach 15 star? I worked a 40-hour week, and I'll be honest with you, I worked my business full time, but I worked it around my kids' schedule, around my husband's schedule. I worked weekends, I worked evenings. Non-traditional, but it was on my own terms. I decided how hard or how much I wanted to work. And there were seasons where I pushed and I worked really hard. And then there were other seasons where I didn't push, because I was just maintaining a steady pace. So it hasn't always been crazy, but there definitely have been seasons where I've worked way harder than I have before, right? But it's all sacrifice. It's not easy. If somebody tells you that building a business is easy, they're crazy. Even when something is your passion, it takes hard work. And entrepreneurship is not for everybody. I mean, they say that 10% of people out there are entrepreneurs. 90% of people go out and collect a paycheck and work a job, and they're perfectly fine with that. But the 10% of people that want to sort of break the mold and do something different know that that opportunity is out there for you too. All right, so it's Small Business Saturday, right? And so no matter where you are in the United States or Canada, you can build a small business, and I want to teach you how to do that. If you are not a Beachbody coach, right? I can't take on a coach from another team, but I can take on new coaches, and I am doing just that. And maybe you saw yesterday, I had a little Black Friday deal that I'm continuing for today. And I have this great 30-day new coach training apprenticeship is what I call it. It's 30 days. I teach you how to launch your business, how to invite people, how to build your social network, how to launch your first challenge group. You get to be an apprentice in mine, how to share, not sell. We will talk about how to support your customers and give the best quality support. I will give you access to all of my resources, trainings, documents, guides. We do an hour getting started right call where I will walk you through your goals, what you want to focus on first, and how to get started. We make sure that you're matched up in a support and accountability group. So because, in order to be a successful coach, you've got to be doing it too, right? You have to be practicing what you preach. So if you're not a coach, you would like to become one, you want to try this out, whether you want this to be a full-time business, a part-time gig, a hobby. I meet my coaches wherever they're at. There's never any pressure to have to build the kind of business that I have already created. And so if you would like to get started, the next step for you guys to do is to send me a private message. I will send you my application, or go visit melaniemitro.com. That's where I have on my blog, all the coaching section. It has my application there. There's even more information. If you click get a sneak peek, you can read more about my coaching business and what I've done to create my business. Again, I have done this all on my own. And you guys can do that too. There is hope for you. I'm no different than you. I started exactly where you were. If you scroll back in my social media history, you go back to 2011 when I started as a coach, you can see I took horrible selfies. I had really bad Facebook posts. I maybe was a little salesy, but I had to learn, had to fail. And I don't look at failures as a sign to not build my business. I look at my failures as a learning experience, as the wrong way to do something, as a teachable moment, so that I can go out there and inspire other people to do the same things. And if you are a coach, if you are already a health and fitness coach on another team, and you're not part of my organization, well, yes, my groups, my trainings are not open to outside teams. They're not, and you can't switch coaches to me. That is not an option. Team Beachbody, we do not allow that. That is a rule. But you can use my YouTube. You can go to my blog. You can follow me on social media. I like I said, there's no secrets. Of course, you can't have personal one-on-one mentoring, but you have access to all of the resources and all of the guides that I put out there publicly. So use that. That's how I learned. I watched other leaders. I went to their YouTube channels. I watched their videos. That's how I taught myself what to do. Trust me. You only need this much, and you can create the rest of the ideas yourself. You have to be able to think outside of the box. You have to be an entrepreneur. All right? All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed Small Business Saturday. If you guys have any questions at all, please know that I'm here. I'm happy to help. I'm here to guide you guys. And I'm actually going to be starting a new business venture in January, so stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to my website, melaniemitro.com, if you would like to stay up to date on what the happenings are over there at melaniemitro.com. Make sure you go ahead and click subscribe. You'll be added to my list, and you will stay up to date on any opportunities that I put out there publicly. So, all right, guys, enjoy your Saturday. I hope you guys are having a great holiday weekend, and I will see you later. Bye, everybody.